3P family, welcome back to the channel again. If you're new, never seen my face before, my name is Monty. Welcome to the channel. For my 3P family, if you've been around, you've been in the family, you already know what to do. Dab me up. Appreciate you, my brother and sister. I want to show you guys something. You already can see by the title and the thumbnail. We're going to talk about balance, but I want to show you guys something. Hopefully you guys can see that. Hold on, I'm going to fix that. I want you guys to see this. Turn that down. Time total. 147 hours. 147 hours. That is the amount I have worked at both jobs for a 2-week span. Right now, before I get into the video, the biggest lesson 90-hour weeks have showed me is that you can't idolize money. You can't idolize money like it's God, because that money will never love you back. It will never love you back. You deserve a life you don't have to escape from. You should never be working and feel like you gotta escape from where you're at. You should never feel like that. You deserve time, rest, peace, purpose, and joy in what you're doing. There's a reason why I showed y'all that clip, because I have to put it in perspective for y'all of how life was. The reason why I showed that clip is because that's how life was for me. 90-hour weeks, 3 jobs, and I'm about to say a crazy statement right now, so I kind of need y'all to hear it with no judgment. But doing that, 90-hour weeks, 3 jobs, no sleep, lowball made me hate money. Just a little bit. And here's why I'm saying this. I didn't grow up hating money. In fact, I thought money was going to be the key to unlock everything, which it does to an extent. But here's where I'm going with it. Follow me. For me, I thought money was no more stress, no more this, no more that. It was supposed to be my freedom, all of this. But the more I chased it, at least for me, the more I was chasing that bag, the more I felt like I was losing myself. You know, I felt like I was lost in a sense. And it started with 1 job, then 2, and I was cool. When I picked up the 3rd one, I was starting to, I felt powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had money to do whatever I wanted to do. I still do. Like, that's not the problem. I was grinding for the success. You know, I was picking up every shift that I could to get the bag, you know, like any overtime or anything like that, any side hustle. I was in almost everything. I mean to tell you, every amount of time that I spent, I thought I was winning, you know, until I realized something real brutal was money started to feel like an enemy, right? And I'm gonna paint the picture for you. My schedule was so crazy. Imagine waking up at 5 in the morning. Mind you, I'm grinding on YouTube as well. So I'm getting up at 5, recording by 7, and I'm knocking out 5 to at least 8 videos a day. In that time span, from the moment I wake up and get right, 6 to 7:30-ish some days, I'm recording. Non-stop. Don't know how the hell I was doing it. Just locked in. That's what it was. Just focused on the bigger prize. To turn around, go to work at 8. 8:30 to 4:30, excuse me. To get off at 4:30, I'm back recording again. From 5 to about 6, sometimes 6:30. Because mind you, I still got to go back to the crib, sleep for an hour or two to go back to work at 9. Okay? Really don't got to be there till about 10, but I go in early because locked in. Just locked in with the money, bro. So I go in at 9. I really don't get off till about 5 to restart it all over again. Well, really 6, but since I go in an hour early, I can leave an hour early. Does that make sense? So 5, I'm back doing the same cycle again. That's Monday through Friday. There was days I didn't eat. I didn't see my family. Didn't sleep. Like, to be honest with y'all, I didn't even have the energy sometimes to even speak. Like, there would be days where I legit was just, I go in the crib and it's just silence. It's just nothing. Just nothing. And I had to ask myself, do I need to slow down? And when I asked myself, I said, and then for what? For what? Then I won't be able to get this debt paid off my back. That was my biggest problem, was the debt. But we'll jump into that when I break down the monthly breakdown of where money was going. Because I don't think I really went into detail about it, I guess, or maybe people missed it. So I'm going to do that right after this. The check was already spent for me before I even got it. When it hit the account, gas, rent, groceries, debt, taxes. Money already got a name on it. At least in my situation it did. Random emergencies, granted, at least I had a savings. A lot of people don't, right? And that almost never seemed to stop, whether it was my car, and I just had to go spend money on getting a new one. My fault, y'all, my camera died. But imagine you, in perspective, let me put it in perspective. Imagine you making $1 and then life keep taking 2 from you every time you make that $1. You get me? That's what it felt like. And it was never enough. I'm not talking about the money. It was like, no matter how hard I worked, no matter how smart I tried to be with things, no matter how much I budgeted, like I budgeted to the T, the math didn't math. That's just what it was. And eventually, I started resenting the thing I was chasing. And really, why is because of the situation I was in with debt. That's what everything tied into. Once I got rid of that and just had to buckle down and just do what I had to do to get rid of that, life went up. No lie. Life got better, way better. Debt for me was my biggest thing, was school. I had a little bit of debt with credit cards, but it wasn't a lot. It really wasn't. The student loans was the problem. The student loan debt was the problem. That was my biggest thing. When money became this thing where it was starting to trigger me, like I said, it almost seemed like every time I turned around, a big chunk of my money was going towards this debt. And I hated it for the longest. And here's what they don't tell you about working 90 hours a week. A couple things happen, right? You start associating money with, pain, because there's no freedom. You don't have options. You don't have joy. You want to know why? Because everything is already intertwined and going somewhere else other than your pockets, other than you being able to invest. So yeah, that's my thing. And I see people talking about building wealth. I see people talking about stacking checks. I see people talking about all of this. And when I was going through my situation with debt, I was so angry. Just that the situation that was going on. You know, I was paying things on time. I was doing this. When COVID and things happened, a lot of things changed, bro. And for me, I got the far end of the stick with things, bro. And that's okay, because things are better now, you know. Took a year, but we made it. You know, I'm not mad. You know, I know I'm not gonna go through things that I can't handle. And I know the man upstairs ain't gonna let me do that, you know? So everything I was doing right, hustling, sacrificing, pushing through, even when I felt like I couldn't, the money I was making, it came at a cost. It came at a cost. And that was another thing of why it made me resent the hustle. It made me kind of resent the 90-hour weeks and the hustling and grinding. It made me resent that because I hated spending it. I hated spending it. I think about how much debt I paid off and think about how much money I could have saved. I think about how much money I could have been investing. It took so many hours out of my life that I can't get back. I think that's the other thing that really makes me mad. And I'm looking at $10 meals when I go out and think that this 45 minutes of my life is what it take for me to make $10. When you put it in perspective like that, okay, you spent 200. How long do you got to stand at work to make that $200? That's what I was thinking for a while. And when I and then again, it just made me resent money even more. Like there has to be something else I could do to make money that doesn't take this much work or this have this much stress or have this much going on to the point where you are breaking your body down for $200. It's got to be something better. And yeah, that was my take with 90-hour weeks.